Washington, D.C.-based theaters closing the curtain on a production based on the anti-Trump text messages between FBI agent Peter Strzok and former FBI counsel Lisa Page. The play, FBI Lovebirds Undercovers, was written by producer and investigative journalist Phelim McAleer.
McAleer says that while the June 13th opening has been canceled, the show will still go on. Joining us now to discuss more about the cancellation, next steps, and of course the play is the playwright himself, Phelim McAleer. Among many documentaries, he also produced and co-wrote the film Gosnell, the trial of America's biggest serial killer. Welcome to the show.
Thanks guys.
This is clearly in your lane, sir.
What got you started on this one, man? How did you come up with I mean, we know what the source material is, but what made you think this would be a great play?
Well, I do verbatim theatre. I did a play about Ferguson where I used only the grand jury testimony of the 40 witnesses and boiled it down into a play. And I always look for these where people are being truthful, where people are being honest. And, you know, nowhere is honest when you're texting your lover about everything. And we have the text messages. This is what people really think. This is what they're really saying. It's the truth. And now we also have their congressional testimony. They were questioned behind closed doors. I have the transcripts of that, so I weave that in. So they have the texts. I have them being questioned about the texts. I just thought people really need to see what these people were thinking and what they were saying, but when they thought no one was watching. So.
And why do you think the theater backed out of this?
Because they're so busy giving themselves awards for bravery that they don't realize they're a bunch of cowards. You know, this is the big thing about Hollywood and the theater world. They think they're so brave. They're not. They just do things that friends at dinner parties really like, and they think that's brave. They're afraid of controversy. They're afraid of the truth. They're politically biased, actually, too. Let's be clear. Hollywood's a liberal left conglomerate. The theatre world is the most left of the entertainment industry. They do not want this kind of theatre in their sacred ground.
I have friends in this industry, and one of the things that they tell me a lot is they are also capitalists. So you think there's any concern that maybe they won't make any money off the play?
No, it was for rental. It was one night only. Okay. It was for a rental. I had paid them a deposit, 25% of the deposit. So, you know, a struggling not-for-profit theatre company called the Studio Theatre here in Washington, D.C., don't go to it. They took the money, and then when they got the blowback, they cancelled.
So they could be concerned about future earnings because of the protests that might erupt from your show.
No, I mean, that's a very generous interpretation. I think they're concerned that the truth might get out there, that something that's not part of the usual political narrative is actually on their stage.
What is so upsetting about the recitation in theatrical form of transcripts that you're telling me this? You are actually just reading what they said to each other.
100%. It's 100% verbatim. Well, you have Peter Strzok, Lisa Page saying Trump's never going to get elected, is he? And Peter Strzok saying, no, we'll stop it. When Trump looked like he was getting elected, with Strzok saying on a text message, time to start the insurance policy. A couple of days later, he initiated the Russia investigation. That they do not want that out there, but it's going ahead. I want to assure people it's still going ahead. You can find out. I'm in DC now at the moment to get a new venue. You can find out where the new venue is at FBILovebirds.com. As soon as I get the venue, which is close, we have Dean Cain, who's going to play
Superman.
We've got Superman, who's going to play Peter Strzok. We've got Christy Swanson, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, playing Lisa Page. So we've got young Superman. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer. How could we lose?
So I don't agree with your take on these issues, but I actually do agree with the fact that you should have the right to put on a play about this. Because I think I would love to see a play where someone reenacted Donald Trump telling McGahn to go fire, the special counsel. So I would love to see a place that would give a venue for whatever someone's perspective is, because this is America. You're supposed to have freedom of speech, right?
Yeah, in New York this weekend, they're reading the Mueller report verbatim, a series of theaters around New York. Wonderful, perfect, verbatim. I always like to read the source evidence. I would read, if I was doing it, I would have read the statements of various people. Sure. and mailed them in, because I think that's much more interesting dramatically. But So they can do that in New York, but one theater, but theaters in DC are suddenly mysteriously closed to me. So I've asked around a lot of theaters, quite a theater town in DC. They're all busy that day, you know. But don't worry, it's going to go ahead. You'll find out where FBIlovebirds.com. We're crowdfunding it. We've almost hit our total. People want the truth out there. There's a real hunger for it, and you know, I think
there's always YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, we're filming it. Yes, we are filming it as well, and it's going to. That's another thing I think that.
Good job, Jamal.
Yes. You've done your research. Yeah, we're filming it. It's going to go on YouTube afterwards. Going to go online, free online, because theatre obviously is restricted to people who can see it. But now we're going to have 3 cameras, film it all, and people are going to see. You know. Peter Strzok said, I went into a Walmart in Southern Virginia. You could smell the Trump supporters. This is the guy who started the FBI investigation into Donald Trump. You know, these are not. I think it's fair to say that was a lot going on behind the scenes in the FBI that we need to know about. We have their text messages. Let's get it all out there, and let's let people make up their own mind.
One substantive question: do you think that people who serve in the FBI should not have any political feelings at all?
No, I mean, it's a bit like journalism, you know, but you should write a story as best you can. I mean, you shouldn't be putting in a text message, Trump's not going to get elected. You can put that in a text message, but then to say, no, we'll stop it. You shouldn't call an investigation an insurance policy. All right. You know, you shouldn't say the word vomit when you're talking about Trump supporters, which is what Strzok-Page said. You know, you shouldn't call Trump supporters say you can smell
particularly
them.
If you're investigating the president's associates.
Yes, yeah, it's
there's some professional and ethical rules and regulations that there's a reason these people were fired, by the way.
Yes,
well.
And also probably you shouldn't have an affair with your coworker when you're at the upper echelons of the FBI.
There's that.
It's a blackmail. It's a blackmail danger, I think.
Well, Phelim, I will hopefully get to see it at some point, if not in live and in theater here and on YouTube. So thank you so much.
I'll wait for Buck's review.
Yes.
June 13th, it'll be there. Dean Keane, Young Superman, and I'm hoping to announce a new venue today or tomorrow. I'm just in town to try and look the person in the eye and solve it.
All right, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Coming up on Rising, President Trump goes global as he begins a week-long European trip. Do Democrats have the will to begin the impeachment process against him?
And California Democrats are not jumping on the Hickenlooper 2020 train, especially after he decried the rise of socialism. That's a big no-no, apparently. Team Rising is going to share their takes next.